with the mission to keep as many men on as many guns for as long as possible. We called him Doc. Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. And now your host, Aaron Chief Seabird.
Hey, how is it going? This is Combat Vet Vision. This is a place where I get to really kind of talk about my situation as being a combat vet. I bring other combat vets to talk about other situations that they've had, their stories, and integrate some of that. We have our sponsors, supporters, and volunteers that come on deck to do some incredible things too. And this week I have Mike Amato on with me again. Mike Amato's been on a couple times, and this segment is kind of called "This Is How We See It." And as we take a look out, and I don't like to do too much politics on my show, but we're not really going to get into too much politics, but we are going to get into a little bit of it, and we're going to have some time to talk about those things that really matter to us as Americans and things that maybe are affecting each one of our lives. To kind of hash out how a perspective from a combat vet's view might be in there. So, Mike, hey, welcome to the show, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
What up?
United States Army. Good buddy of mine, and we spent some time growing together in our post-traumatic stress, a whole bunch of other things. So we've done a lot of things with Warrior Built, the PTSD Foundation of America, a lot of other nonprofit organizations, job opportunities to everything. Mike's taken advantage of some great things that has come his way in a lot of different aspects of his life to get where he's at, and as well as myself. And so, hey, welcome to the show, Mike. It's good to have you again. And
what's up, brother?
Yeah. So, hey, man, you sent some stuff to me. I mean, we talked about, hey, we want to really kind of make this kind of a segment where we kind of have our perspectives on life and we get to share them. And this is a good time to do it. So give your insight on it. And, one of the cool things that you talked about, obviously gas prices going down. That's cool. And Christmas not being so good. So we'll talk about some of that.
Well, just so everybody knows, the world is fucked and we're all going to die. World War III is this close. Better pour yourself some whiskey. Better sit back this Christmas and love your neighbor because they might not be here next year. No, I'm not trying to scare the living shit out of everybody, but you turn on the news, the real news, which we call, the politicized news nowadays in America. It's no longer mainstream media because actually everybody learns from podcasters like us. So, life right now is not, and the economy is not working very well because of the insane amount of inflation. People are going into the store and seeing the price of chicken jump 50-something cents from last year to $1.50, depending on where area you're at. I mean, this is highly effective. The war in Ukraine has caused a worldwide soon-to-be famine. We're not even in winter yet. So, the way I look at it is things are kind of grim. But thankfully, I own some land and I'm crazy enough to farm on it. So I'll be all right. But y'all might not be. Yeah. That's how I start today.
Yeah, we have another segment called Creating Chaos. And this is kind of like how we create chaos in our own environment. But, Mike went off with the chaos one right off the bat. That's close to World War III.
It is close. I mean, you might as well say that. I mean,
and this is probably true, right? Because
Hamas, you've got Israel.
I mean, if you look at what you're doing in your daily lives, we as a society or as humans, we don't really know what the guys that are in charge are about to do. We don't, there's a lot of fighting going on in this world, and there's a lot of things that have been said, and Putin keeps threatening a lot of that too. America, we are not a strike first kind of nation. So we're going to take a beating at first if that's ever the case. But hey, man, let's hope it never comes to that. But, in my daily life, exactly.
I don't understand in this country right now. We just had a hacking happen. What happened to the world's biggest mortgage company in the United States? Got hacked and held for ransom by, I believe, either a Russian or Chinese hacker group. Why aren't we hacking China?
Well, that's probably happening.
Is it illegal?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, we're talking about how we see it, and how I see it is is America wants to be a weak nation right now. The people in power want us all to look weak. I will kind of be the chaos one in this particular because I believe we are sitting daily in chaos. All of us are keeping the mind of peace and wishing peace in our own backyard. But Ukraine, Israel is our backyard. If we are a global superpower, we have to look at the world as our neighbor. And the way our neighbors are looking right now, especially the ones that will kick ass with us, which, I don't know, our current military right now doesn't have very many people in it that know combat experience. We're all retired and out and broken. Or too old. I know there's plenty of Navy SEALs and crazy guys that are like, I don't care how broken I'm in, I'm ready. You remember Gus? He's 76 years old, talk about, I could still be on a cruiser. I'm like, oh man, no, you cannot. But we're at a point where weakness is what's crumbling us, and it's only in the inside. The outside's poking.
The inside. Yeah, the inside.
The inside's the problem, I think. We need to grow some balls.
I agree, and I think it's really interesting, some time back, and I refer back to some of these things because I don't have them right in front of me. But I remember when Biden took office and he's like, hey, we're going to open the borders. And, I remember Putin specifically saying to him, great, because I have 1 million illegal immigrants in my country and I'm sending them to yours. And now they're coming across the southern border. So that's coming into fruition. So you want to talk about destroying a country from within. That's, you're getting all kinds of people from all over the world, and they're talking about letting them hold, office or whatever. It's getting kind of extreme. People that are not from America
I don't
to be
even
allowed to do
look
things.
Like the left is so far left, right? They're so gone. They don't even understand what they're doing. No one's in charge. Matter of fact, it's just you're left with on both parties, which is, why I'm screaming to the world, let's just continue with more parties. Let's start focusing on more groups, more. If we're going to break the mirror of America and look at ourselves as a whole anymore, as a bunch of pieces of broken glass, let's do it and let's make these parties happen so that they can bid and all fight for this. But these current people that are in charge pushing this, from wokeism to dumbassism, all these isms and all this sexual glorification of people over sexual. We all fuck. Let's just be honest today. Let's say what we shouldn't say. Or what society we all say privately, but nobody's got the balls to say. Well, my balls are big enough. I'm Italian. I don't know how to shut up. So I'm going to say it. Current situation, we need to stop this crap. Everybody wants peace on all sides of the spectrum. Nobody wants war. We're done. We're done with it. America wants to be peaceful, but we also at the same time need to not do what we have been doing. Since Vietnam era, people have been coming back and being cursed at by the other side for their service, being downgraded, mistreated. Veterans are being persecuted currently. The current administration and the prior administration didn't even touch vets. Matter of fact, boosted vets up. That's Donald Trump. Biden attacks vets. Obama had the American Eagle Project where he would literally have the CIA track veterans and then coup them to get them to show their crazy side and get them raided and get them thrown in prison. These are all facts. I'm tired of my country attacking itself in the area where you need strength. You don't want to go kill people the way I had to. You don't want to see what I've seen. I don't want you to see it, and I'd rather hold the burden. Why is it that we're spreading the burden to people who can't control it, can't understand it? These poor children. A 6-year-old just wants to hug another 6-year-old and in a most plutonic way. We don't need to be sitting there talking about fucking blowjobs to a 6-year-old. This is what's going on in America. America's literally lost itself. I don't understand anymore. I'm over here going, yeah, I'm a conservative, but I'm independent minded. I'd rather have women have a right to choose. That woman in Texas being told she'll be arrested when a dead fetus is inside her body and she wants to abort it because abortion's illegal. Grow the fuck up. You know, if someone rapes a child and that child gets pregnant, should not be forced to have that child. Like, no, you know, but that's where, all of a sudden now I'm on the left instead of the right. No, I'm in the middle. I'm an American. Everyone around me is to everywhere else. That's the American way. We need to get back to loving our neighbor for their difference instead of going pure to hate. Hate begins hate. You know, if I shoot Aaron, his wife's going to shoot me. It's just what's going to happen. You don't mess with a Ukrainian family, okay? You know, like you just don't. All right? And then my son's going to come and shoot her. It's just a stupid circle. Now that we know what stupid is and what stupid does, why the fuck are we promoting it again? Wake up. Let's do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. Hey, Mike, we'll come back because I want to kind of talk about how America's kind of becoming an industry, you know, and I want to focus on that a little bit. But
every facet, everything.
Yeah, every facet. We'll get into that because there's some things, a couple other things I want to talk about. I know I talk about it a lot, but there's a couple other things I want to bring up. Well, hey, we'll come back to that. We're gonna do a PSA real quick, and then we'll come back to that if Ryan's got the PSA button on point for the VA. Appreciate you.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Do you want easy access to VA Online, as well as other government websites? Then login.gov is the way to go. Login.gov is a U.S. government service that provides seamless access to government websites. By creating a login.gov account, you can use the same email and password to sign into VA.gov, My Healthy Vet, VA DoD e-benefits, and the VA Health and Benefits mobile app, among other VA services. Login.gov also allows you to securely sign in to USA Jobs and TSA PreCheck, and to apply for SBA small business loans and disaster assistance. One login, many resources. To create a login.gov account, simply go to va.gov and click sign in.
Hey, we're back with me and Mike, and Mike Amato, United States Army, Aaron Siebert, United States Navy Corpsman. One of the things I want to talk about was how the U.S. is a huge industry, man. It's a huge complex, or huge money making machine, and you know what? And I'm open-minded to a lot of things. You know, when you talk about these open borders, you talk about how things are costing so much. You know, both sides need the border to be open. One, because we want cheap labor on one side, and the other one is we want some votes on the other. Maybe I don't know how that goes, but I will say, I've seen in my time in California, even living in Lake Elsinore, when and some of the places in California that basically made a rule that said, hey, even if you're not in your house, we're going to charge you $70 a month for water because we don't have enough water. So there was this huge problem with water, but yet they're building millions and millions of houses, right? And it's like, if you don't have water, what are you doing building houses? What is going on with that? And so you're just going to make if I don't want to use my house for 2 or 3 months, you're still going to charge me for water. That so that is a good example of what I'm talking about. Is like, you're being forced to pay for things that you shouldn't have to. You're being forced to, rules are being made on things that, because you're attached to the grid, you're now subject to the grid, but it's against the law for you not to be attached to the grid. So it's a catch-22 in a lot of these places. I'm making some extreme.
That's what I don't understand. That law there. You can't, here out in Tennessee, you drive around and you see people collecting rainwater, and there might be a law on the books saying you can't do that. Not a single cop will ever come get you. You know why? Because they believe in God out here. We believe in living free. We believe in true freedom and volunteering. This is the volunteer state. Like, I'm representing Tennessee nowadays. I mean, California, I love you, but you're so lost in the sauce, buddy. I don't know what you're even thinking. I mean, you've got your governor running around, interviewing DeSantis, to having that little debate. What is that? So obviously he's running for Biden because Biden's dead in the next 6 months. He ain't going to make it. You know, California's so lost, they don't even know what they're doing anymore. You can get a free appliance if you're broke, right? To upgrade your house for the Star Appliances. If you're a disabled person in the state of California, you guaranteed get it. You know, all these other people, they do this so that you can lower your energy costs, right? Star Appliance means it operates at a certain specific level, you know, voltage, and it's the most, it's been inspected and checked, you know, and all this stupid stuff. Anyways, you know, California with that, with the water, I mean, where you were at down there in Riverside, all the water's underneath.
Yeah, and I want to say what happened was they said, hey, everybody needs to save water because we're, you know, we just don't have enough, and so they saved so much that the water company lost a lot of money. So how do they get that back? Well, we make a standard, you know, $70 off the top cost to you. Anything over that, now you're paying for. So they're like, hey, we've saved so much money in water, we need to make a mandated water and the electricity. So take that for instance too. A lot of people are now reduced their electricity to a certain amount, and it saves so much electricity that they said, oh well, we still got to have this standard
but they can't
fund.
even, California, the grid actually is about to fall apart. Actually, last year they told electric car owners to not charge their vehicles for a day. They would, like, in certain areas, they'd send out mass text messages. You know, Drinking Bros podcast was listening, they were talking about it, and they were like, you know, okay, so you sit there and say, you know, one charging station, one Tesla now takes 30 houses worth of power to charge it in 30 minutes. Okay, awesome technology, but we don't have the power behind it. And then everybody's scared of nuclear power. No one wants the Bill Gates little tiny nuclear system, but right out here in Southwest Virginia, in the next 2 to 3 years, they're putting one in because we don't.
Yeah, they're called, what are they? They're called the micro
nuclear power plant, basically.
Yeah, nuclear power.
I don't know if there's a particular term. Maybe there is. You know, we ain't.
I think.
Hey, but I heard those. Don't kick and scream and try to sue me. You know,
those are going to be super awesome free energy kind of things, but
we're not ready for it. Yeah, we're not ready for it. The system's not ready for it. We're producing these vehicles. You know, I was telling a buddy, I said, you know, here's a $1 billion idea to all you rich people. How about we create a car company to piss off Elon Musk, all right, and say, screw an electric vehicle. Let's go back to a carburetor. Let's go back. Let's look at the older technology and how easy can an individual have a truck and or car that he can work on the side of the road by himself. He doesn't need nobody else. How and make it cheap enough, right? What do you mean? How can you do that? Well, in America, we can do that. See, people keep thinking in America, we got to pay so much because everybody wants so much money. I mean, yeah, but no. Like, we have the technology. We're using AI now. We can do so many things that we're not doing. I mean,
I want to contribute that to partially. We've made everything such a liability that, you know, you're afraid to do anything. You know, as a matter of fact, there's laws that say, you know, that we've had to go back and say, hey, now I'm allowed to work on this particular piece of gear that says, there's a little label on it that says manufacturer can only work on this, right? No. If you have the knowledge, you can work on it. But you know, one thing, it might be dangerous, but another thing, we're just told that it's too dangerous because there's a lack of trust. You guys don't know how to roll up your sleeves right. All right, just keep them down for the rest of your life. That's like the Marine Corps has, you know, sleeves up in the summer and sleeves down in the winter. But they went to a part where, hey, you guys can't figure out how to roll your sleeves up. We're just going to keep them down the whole.
We're not teaching nobody anything. Honestly, now, everybody thinks they're going to be a coder, or they're going to be some rich millionaire, or they're going to be this artist. And I'm sorry, your paintings suck. You know what I mean? Like, you need to think realistically. You need to think useful. We do need sandwich makers. I would love AI to run my Subway. We need sandwich makers to know how to spread that mustard perfectly. If that's what you want to do in life, that's fine. If you want to pray to a rock, that's fine. I don't care. You know, what your version of peace and what your version is, but the rest of us, we need to hold this thing together. You know, if you're that person that just wants to live like a hippie and eat acorns and grass bullshit all year, and live up in the mountains and barely shower, whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not even in. Go do it. You're gay, go do it. Like, you transgender, go do it. Just don't push this crap on everybody. Like this new thing now. It's like I try to always tell everybody, take a mirror, put it in front of you. Look at the mirror, put your whole family, including everybody you don't like, in your head, standing behind you at this mirror. All right, now take the mirror and break it. Where do you see your face? You see them everywhere too, but you see all these pieces, but you're still a part of every little piece. Whether you think you're in that club or not, you're a part of it because this is America. We have to get back to the old school tribal mentality. And once we kind of get back to that and look at our neighbor as, well, I got to deal with this asshole. Tupac said it. You tell me to snitch, but I got to sleep next to the animal. Well, how are we going to get the animal out of there? Right? We need to be paying attention to all facets and all things. I mean, California being so weird and communist, I'm not even going to say liberal anymore. They're communist. It's a communist state. When you come into that state, it's like going into Russia. You are checked at every vehicle. It's stupid. These cops out there think arresting people, pulling people over, not seeing a crime, but then asking questions, searching for a crime is okay. If you're not doing anything wrong, why the fuck are you pulling me over? Because my music was loud and I'm driving down a highway? How many times I got pulled over because of that? Oh, well, you and your buddy were talking loud, laughing. What? What is that? That's not probable cause. This is the abuse.
Yeah.
We got to get back to loving. I say it every podcast. Get back to loving each other. Be good to one another. I don't like fighting, but I'll shoot every bastard that shoots at me. I don't care, without hesitation. Like, I know evil. I see the evil. I know the evil. That's the difference between all y'all sitting there not paying attention.
Well, I know, Christmas is right here, upon us, and whatever holidays you're celebrating, America has the ability for you to celebrate it however you want. But I will say, in the spirit of Christmas, I love to see the lights. I love to see the carrying, the trees, the whatever it is that Christmas brings. It brings a whole new different picture, and I don't want to see that get washed away in the woke world of, oh, we need to get rid of this and we need to get rid of that. No, you know what? We need to be able to celebrate and hang out with our neighbor, love our neighbors, and get to know each other, right?
Exactly. Matter of fact, funny Christmas.
You know what? I think it's hard to do it as a combat vet, but we have this picture in our mind. When we go to apply it, sometimes our something gets crossed and we end up in a really bad situation. We have to go. So talk about it. Go ahead, Mike.
But no, on a Christmas note, matter of fact, tonight I'm going to Bristol Motor Speedway. They you pay like $20, you take your car, and they let you drive very slowly on the racetrack. So so I get to go in there, and they have all the lights, and so my daughter,
lights around it,
a few friends and their kids. I'm paying for everybody to go. We're gonna go have a good time tonight. I mean, like Christmas is about love and being, and caring about your family. I mean, the gifts. If you can't afford a gift right now, I've been real depressing this one. But on gift giving, it's about loving your neighbor. Everybody's stressing about it. I couldn't even buy gifts. I got all this nice shit, but I couldn't even buy gifts. But the lifestyle is where the money goes, right? So I ended up having a struggle, but I was able to get some gifts for my family and to be so thankful to be able to show my family, even if it's homemade, the gift, something, to give something to show that you care. Is what this holiday is about, and about Jesus. If you're Hanukkah or Yule or whatever other faith you got going on, party, have a great time, look at these beautiful lights and enjoy America and the peace around here. Turn on the news right now. It's all the Jews are being attacked nonstop. Yeah, they are. But you know what? We need to get back to loving. So get out there and look at these lights. Have a good time with your family. Let's enjoy a little bit. It's fucked. So let's have some fun. Let's just live a little. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's good stuff, Mike. Hey, and for those, for my thoughts on it is that you can only control so much in your life, and in your little circle of things. You can control who your friends are, this and that. there are things that are outside of our control. Our governments are this or that, even, I want to believe in our votes, but I'm not sure I can anymore. There's a lot of things you can't necessarily control, but be part of the facet that hopefully pushes in the direction that you want to go. And that's all you can do. But if you don't even try, and you're having some struggles, reach out to me and hit me up, man. I'd love to hear from anybody that might be dealing with some struggles this year, this season. I did a call this morning with a vet that's getting to Camp Hope, that needs to get there as soon as possible. So Camp Hope's working with them. And then, that's a place for combat vets to go that really need to struggle and need to move forward in a positive direction. And Mike, any last words from you, brother? Feel free, and appreciate you. And if they want to get a hold of Mike, you can do it through me, and any way you want to put out any way to get a hold of you too, Mike.
Pretty much currently, I'm way too busy to be involved in helping a lot of vets. I've had to pull away from that world because I'm running a company. I've started my company, and we're gearing up to launch here in the next 2 weeks. I've got meetings with realtors, insurance companies, and stuff like that currently going on. Matter of fact, as soon as this podcast ends, I'm going to be doing that. But to message to all the vets out there going in through the struggle, I just want you to know, whether you're alone or not, whether you have your family or not, addicted to drugs or not, you're staring at a man that sees and knows evil and lived evil and conducted evil. I was a drug dealer. I was many things. And after the war, and I was able to reform myself instead of being caught in the system, thankfully. And through Warrior Build and the PTSD Foundation and many other great men and the VFW, you men need to think about yourself and say to yourself, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to move forward? Are you really going to show the world that you were the man that you used to be, that you can still be that man? Or are you just going to give up and be a quit and let this woke dumb shit pull you down? Or that $40 million a month they give to fucking Taliban, American money, taxpayer money, so that we can pay the Taliban not to attack us? That's some pussy ass woke shit. We'll rise up, vets. We got this. But we need you first to get yourself squared away. We need you first to get your ass back into this work world, back into your family. You need to fix your life. All these programs, all these organizations, I used to be very nitpicky. Shut up. If they're helping, be good to them. If they're not helping, pull them aside and remind them who the fuck they're trying to help, and that they need to stand up. You have power no matter how screwed up you are in your head. And that power is within you in that light. And I had to find mine. And thankfully, Aaron helped me find it. Nick Ham, me and him screamed at each other until we knew where the light was. We take care of shit. We take care of our own. And I want you to join our clubs, our organizations. I want you to be a part of this world because you fought for it. You're not going to die and be forgotten. We actually care. A veteran that had no family members, nobody knew, nobody can get in contact with, knowing they were all dead. He died, right? He was supposed to be buried alone. Over 1,000 people showed up out here in Tennessee. We don't play. We love our country. We love you. We want you to do good. Don't pay attention anymore to the problems in this world. Pay attention to yourself and your problems, and you will learn within yourself how to fight every battle.
Well, thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, this is that segment that I said, it's called "This Is How We See It," and this is something that Mike wanted to kind of put together with me, and we were talking about it, and it just gives us a chance to kind of highlight some things that we just see how we see the world, and whether it offends you or not, that's okay, because we're allowed to be offended and carry on. I don't have any hard feelings. Mike's strong talk. The language can be, this is where combat vets talk. This is how we talk sometimes to each other, and it seems really scary, but it's not. It's just part of the life. At the end of the day, we want to come home and be really good to our families, our friends, those around us. We want to try to have a really productive life and do something good, I hope. So until next time, hey, this is Aaron Siebert signing off. Merry Christmas. Strength and honor out.